Yes, sir. What's up, good people? It's your boy, the boy, Henry Heck, back at it again. Episode 11. The GG or Die podcast hath returned on a good Saturday morning. How are you all? Hope you all are doing well. I'm doing fantastic. It's going to be a great day today. You know, my daughter actually has a dance recital today. This will be her first one, and she is super excited to, as she said, dance on the stage. That's what she's looking forward to the most. She seems to have her dance patterns down. You know, she's been doing pretty well at these rehearsals. You know, she had a bit of a mess up on the last rehearsal due to the formation being off because the kid was absent, and these younger kids, they really are relying on one another and where, you know, each person is standing to find the correct position. So if someone is not there, then it's going to be a stumble or two. But she's excited. We're all excited. The whole family's coming together to go participate in watching her break it down properly. You understand what I'm saying? Well, it ain't really a breaking down type of situation because it's ballet, you know. It's something, you know, because we feel we got to get in something, got to get out the house, you know, because these last few months, she's been really into the Minecraft. She's even been watching videos about it on YouTube, so she's into that right now. So when I'm doing her hair in the mornings, she want to cut the YouTube on and participate in watching some Minecraft videos. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't mad at it. It's you know, it's what the kids do. You know what I'm saying? Kids play a little Minecraft here and there. Yesterday she did play some Asphalt Legends. Shout out to her big brother. He put her on the Asphalt Legends. He's been playing that a lot. And so, she wanted to be like her big brother and participate in some Asphalt Legends. So that's cool. As for me, though, your boy, the boy. What I've been playing is Pragmata. You understand what I'm saying? Pragmata, it's a game I've been looking forward to for centuries. It's a game we've all been looking forward to for centuries. And to be quite honest, it is everything I hoped and thought it would be. The combat, butchery. Movement, butchery. Story, butchery. Characters, butchery. Visuals, butchery. You understand what I'm saying? Capcom has been on a tear. They have been on a generational tear, you know, because sure, Monster Hunter Wilds has issues on PC, sure. People ran out and purchased that game like Little Caesars Hot and Ready back when Little Caesars Hot and Ready first jumped off the porch. And I don't know if you remember, everybody and their mama was up in the Little Caesars getting them a Hot and Ready. You get me? For the $5, you even had Pizza Hut trying to copy the $5 Hot and Ready. They had I think it was called a pizza meal. It was $5 as well. You know what I mean? Didn't last long. And it wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad pizza. It wasn't a bad pizza. But I think the problem with Pizza Hut trying to copy Little Caesars was the quality of their pizza dropped too much. Like, you could tell too much of a difference when you went and got you a pizza meal. You know what I mean? Whereas Little Caesars been around for eons. You know what I mean? You either ate there, you didn't. But when that $5 Hot Ready dropped on our head tops, was like, hold on. And it wasn't bad. Matter of fact, it was damn good. It was damn good. Me and the homies used to, because at this point in time they didn't have cars yet. We used to pull up to the Hot Ready in my truck, go in that bitch, scoop, because one of the homies, his girlfriend. Now this homie did have a car though. This homie did have a car. But so we used to meet up at the Little Caesars. His girlfriend worked at the Little Caesars, bro. You pull up at that joint right when they closing. They give us the remainder Hot Reddys. They give us the remainder Hot Reddys. We just sit on the back of my truck, bust them hoes this now. Bust them hoes this now. And at this point, this was, I wasn't broke, but you know what I'm saying? When you that age, I was like, what, 20 or some shit? I had to be like 19, 20. Either way, I was not rolling in the dough. You get me? I was not big balling, shot calling, as it were. But, you know, we'll bust them down, kick it, talk shit. You know how young men did. And we didn't drink, so it wasn't like we was in the parking lot drinking or nothing. At this time, none of us drank. You know, one of the homies did smoke, but we wasn't smoking out in public. Hell no. You know what I mean? We had a little bit of class back there. You feel what I'm saying? But Capcom has been putting out some certified hood classes. They just dropped Requiem for people's head tops. And now we got this here, this prog mod. And this is all I've been playing this week. You know, aside from on the Just Playing Live every Tuesday on the big homie Wood Trippers FJP's channel, we got a live stream where we participate in a co-op game with people inside the community. Though this time around it was just me. It was just he, I, and RPG88, another good brother over there. Good clean brother right there. Good clean brother. And we participated and played a little bit of it. You could tell it was a hair. I mean, I ain't gonna say it's dated, sure. It's dated, but you know, there is some fun to be had in that game still, especially with the updated version of it. So if you did play it before, hop off in there, enjoy some upgraded graphics and whatnot, and have a grand old time. Have a grand old time. You know, you could see how much better they improved on the formula with 2 and the Beast. You know, because you're playing as the same character in the Beast as in this game, and you can see where they made some jumps. You know what I mean? You can see where they improved on the gameplay a lot, and it really made me appreciate the Beast more and made me want to jump into its recent update and check that out because they got a new mode, I think it is. But that aside, Pragmata has pretty much been where my time's going. I'm not even playing much Division Resurgence. I make sure I log in though, so I get my login bonus. But you know, other than that, I'm on that Pragmata. I think I'm at the last portion of it, the last part of it, and it's been a joyous ride every step of the way. You know, and it's also not been super difficult, to be honest with you. Like these boss fights, I think the first boss, well, not the first boss, the second boss, I died like 3 times, but that's it. I've not perished much at all in this game, and the pacing, the little lore pieces you pick up when you pick up a data pad or watch a hologram or something like that, it letting you know. They do an awesome job of letting you know story in between like cutscenes and whatnot, and it's awesome. It really is awesome. I come up on a part now to where I had a speculation about the android kid, the android daughter, as it were, and I was a little bit off, but I was also a little bit right. You feel what I'm saying? The big homie Wood Trippers FJP had finished the game already, and I meant to hit him up last night and be like, hold on, man, I might have been onto something for real. But I went on to sleep. You get me? I went on to sleep because I was playing it, and also I had Xbox stream popping off in the background. He was live playing some Marvel Rivals. Shout out to that brother. Huge Marvel Rivals fan. He got some cool stuff going on over there on his channel also with the Salty Batch files. You get me? Recounting receipts that some people, shout out to Cole Eastwood, trying to delete when it comes to exclusives in gaming. To which Xbox has not explicitly said that they will be bringing exclusives back. People are just ripping and running with that for whatever reason. I get, you know what I mean? And sure, Asha is doing some stuff over there. She's shaking some stuff up over there. You know, they had reduced the price of Game Pass. I'm not gonna say they dropped it back down because it is not as cheap as it was, and you are now also not getting Call of Duty. You get me? But you are getting Game Pass at a lower price than you were getting it last week. You get what I'm saying? So she out there moving and shaking like Kevin Bacon, making some decisions. What else she does is remain to be seen. I'm not just gonna jump out the window and say that, you know, she's gonna be horrible for Xbox or ain't nothing gonna change for Xbox. I'm not gonna say that because I don't fucking know. I don't know. You know what I mean? Because they got some games coming out this year, and they could all be some certified hood classics. I hope they are good games. I hope these games revitalize a bit of that Xbox lifeblood. Now, will it sell consoles? Probably not, because of the simple fact that you will seemingly be able to play all these games on PlayStation. You for sure gonna be able to play all these games on PC. Xbox, the whole most powerful console situation. They're not really touching on that at all. The Xbox ROG Ally, they're not really touching on that at all. That seems to be something that's going down and perishing right along with the line of the Phil and the Spencer, the Sarah and the Bond. People ain't really speaking about this Xbox ROG Ally at all. And it's crazy to me because they were hearkening on the Play Anywhere. This handheld PC, you can take it with you to play anywhere. You get what I'm saying? Every game they've shown, if it were me, every game they showed, as soon as that promo trailer stopped rolling, we gonna cut to Xbox console, ROG Ally console. And we're gonna have the fucking image of the game playing on the screen of the ROG Ally X at the end. You know what I mean? Right where you have all your platforms this game gonna be playable on, pop it off right there. PlayStation had done a couple of little commercials or promotions for the PS Portal. Just the PS Portal. Playing cool shit on there. They ain't done it for the Xbox ROG Ally. They need to get that shit popping. I'm telling you right now, Asus ain't finna partner with them again. They not about to partner with them again. Why? They not pushing your product. They not pushing the product that you probably taking a hit on. Keep it all the way true. Ain't no tell. I'm gonna take that back. I don't know what the split of the deals they got and the situations they got going on. I don't know. But either way, they not promoting the product. So why would you want to partner with a company that ain't promoting the product that y'all worked on, that y'all branded together, and that y'all released together? So much so, they had people running around here telling people this was an Xbox when it wasn't. That's what they had people running around saying. Crazy. Pragmata is on Xbox. I don't see no kind of... I don't see no Xbox fans playing this. I don't see none of them. What they doing? Coochie popping on the handstand. Talk about what Asha doing. Talk about everything but some games. Everything but some gizzams. You know what I'm saying? What's up with it? What's up with it? These the folks. Shout out to these folks too, because they earn that check. They earn that check. They'll go back and scrub the net from all the stuff they previously said just to make sure it lines up with Xbox current messaging. Crazy. Then when you pull the receipts on them, they want to hop in the DM. They want to talk crazy. They want to, stop it. And this ain't AI. This is what you yourself said, individual. You put this out here. You put this video out here. You put these statements out here. There was somebody call you on it. You want to, cry wolf. Hit them with the whoa, buddy. I'm just enjoying myself. As if you ain't baiting the people when you are baiting the people. You get me? But all that aside, though, I think people do want to see Xbox do well. I just speak for me. I do want to see Xbox doing well. I had watched a interview of Cliffy B, and they were kind of touching on the heyday of Gears and how they had to try and convince Microsoft that the Xbox 360 needed more RAM in order to, run Gears the way they wanted to run it. And when they produced it and the game came out, how Gears was selling consoles and how that felt like, what that felt like at that time when you was a fucking man. When it comes to video game developers at that time, for me, I was just thinking about old dudes, or nerdy dudes. Got there and Cliffy B popped out. He had a t-shirt on with a blazer. It wasn't no button up, wasn't no tie. Had that fucking chainsaw gun, revving that joint. I was like, oh yeah. This bro, he ain't that much older. That's what I was thinking. He ain't that much older than me. Knowing he getting bitches. And talk about a rock star in game development. That was my first time like seeing and recognizing the fact that inside a game dev you could be that motherfucker. And at that point, Cliffy B was indeed that motherfucker. So what you want to say about stuff he produced after the fact? But that era of Gears 1, 2, and 3, come on with it, forget about it. Forget about it. And he even expressed that he would, help work on the new Gears. He would help consult. Went on to say that his rates aren't that high. So if they wanted to, they would. Like how the women say, if he wanted to, he would. Whatever the women be saying. It's something like that. So if they wanted to make Gears great again, you know what I'm saying? And those were his words. I say that. But if they wanted to make the Gears great again, because he was speaking about how people, Gears fans would like mention him, or whenever some Gears stuff popped up on X, how they have commented underneath that about making Gears great again. And he see it. As per the interview, he obviously sees it because he brought it up. So that's something that kind of, in a way, I'm like, why don't these companies do that? Like when they're working on a franchise, right? And clearly that franchise has had a heyday or a peak, and certain individuals were in power during that peak. Why don't they then reach back and tap those individuals who were in charge then, making decisions and creative decisions? Because he even spoke about the fact that he wanted the executions in the multiplayer to provide a payoff. So if you didn't do a execution, it wouldn't drop the ammo. You know what I mean? So he wanted it to kind of feel like a pinata if you put the time into and the risk. Because if you locked into an animation like that, man, somebody gonna run up behind you, shotgun you. But if you chose to do that and take that risk, you would be, granted the ammo and whatever from what that person had, which is fucking at that time. Now, for that to happen at that time, revolutionary, in my opinion. Because now you kill somebody, stuff just drop. It just drop. You ain't got to do nothing special. You ain't really got no incentive to do the execution. Well, in Marathon, you do. Because you got certain mods that give you certain buffs. And also, if you play in Recon, you execute, it'll ping where the other teammates are. You get what I'm saying? So that is a payoff there. And it's cool. It's really cool. You know what I mean? Or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Not to get too much into that, but he did have some great ideas that they ultimately didn't end up using. And he knew why. He knew why. It spoke to, the flow and how people just wanted to bounce off the walls and shotgun each other and roll and shotgun, etc. And he also went into the philosophy of the gameplay loop and how they put it. It's super interesting interview. Super interesting interview. You know what I mean? I like Cliffy B. A lot of people don't. I did play and participate in one of his later games, which was Lawbreakers, and I fucked with it. You know what I mean? I played that joint till it went offline straight up. It was a cool game to me. And it also wasn't a full-priced game at release, too. That's one of the first games I remember that wasn't... I think it wasn't full price. I think it may have been like $40 or something. And sure, you could say it was indie or whatever, but, the quality of it was there. The visual aspect was there. The movement was there. The character designs were cool. The concept of it was cool. I wish I had the fucking gameplay clips from that. That was back when you could connect Facebook to the PlayStation, and I would share the clips onto Facebook. And I don't even have the Facebook account no more, bro. My original Facebook account from the OG Facebook, it got hacked, and some stuff went sideways with it. So I just, instead of trying to get it back and do all the extra shit, I just made a new one because it wasn't that serious to me at the time, you know what I mean? But now that I think back, I'm like, man, I got some clips on there that was kind of cool, and I wish I still had them. You know, I had some crazy Fortnite clips on that bitch. Keep it all the way through with your boy. Crazy Fortnite clips where it was one time in particular, Final Circle, and I didn't build in build mode. I thought it was weak. I didn't build in build mode when no build mode. So no build mode was for me. You know what I mean? But at this time there was no build mode. And these guys, they were up on top of a mountain, a hill, and they were like doing whatever they was doing. And I had a tactical shotgun. Goodness gracious, I ran down on the full squad. I don't know what they had going on, where I guess they each was just so in tune to like looking out and trying to find where it was me and a homie. They ended up getting him, but I don't know. It just worked out. And at that point, I was like, you know what, I'm retiring for Fortnite, because I had done it. I knocked out a whole team by myself with a tactical shotgun while not building, and they were. And I won. And that's on the book. Never to be seen or heard from again. That joint was hacked. It was hacked. You get me? But it was a good time. But yeah, I do wonder why they don't like reach out to these people and get them involved, especially right now with you see Asha going back and, you know, tapping certain individuals who were in the rooms when Xbox was doing the best Xbox could do at that point in time. And Xbox was going crazy. They did have a generation. You know, they did have a generation, you know. And Gears was a big part of that, in my opinion. In my opinion, it was, because that's what the fuck we was playing. That's what the fuck we was playing, bro. Gears. And it was cool. You had fucking you had to be there. It's kind of hard to explain, you know, that feeling of seeing a promotional, rushing home from school. Like, if you just don't know. You know what I mean? You just don't. It's like Halo 3 dropped. I mean, Halo 2 dropped. You either you're there, or you were there, or you weren't. You know what I'm saying? And I'm fortunate enough to have been there, you know, and participate in these eras of time where gaming, it was just different, because it wasn't, because now everything's on the internet. You know what I mean? To participate, you got to be on the internet. The voice is on the internet. We didn't have none of that for real. You know, you just see stuff on TV, and then you and your classmates at school are hype, and when you get to school the next day, you're talking about you. You know what I mean? It was that kind of thing. It was like real life conversations, not on the internet conversations. And it was never anything like negative or nothing to fight over, no shit like that. Because even as kids, we knew it's just video games. You know what I mean? We're not finna go off on one another about it. You know, people weren't, you know, lying about feats and stuff like that. People just weren't doing it, bro. People just weren't doing that type of stuff. You get what I'm saying? But looking forward to seeing what they do. Hopefully Gears E-Day. They supposed to have a full little showcase for Gears E-Day. You get to see a younger Phoenix, a younger Dom, and that whole trailer for that joint. I ain't gonna lie to you, got a pitter patter going on in the chest. You know, it tugged on some nostalgia in a different way, because it's gonna be a different experience than what we experienced back then. So that part is hella cool. And it's wrapped up in that kind of marketing. So if they pull this off, hats off to them. And as far as it being like Xbox exclusive, PlayStation and PC, I don't give a damn about none of that. I mean, I don't even know if real Xbox fans even give a fuck about that. They just hype to have Gears, new Gears, or Gears in a way we've not experienced, but still the same. And if that makes sense, like, we know these characters. It's the kickoff It's the start, the true start, with that marketing we know and love from the original Gears. Come on, Rick. I'm looking forward to that showcase. And when it comes to these presentations, Xbox have not missed, in my opinion. Say what you want to about, them releasing games or games hitting the day, and or them coming out and being Game of the Year nominations. When they show these games, they do it in a way that does get the people excited. I'm looking forward to it for sure. For sure. If I'm at work, I'm rest assured I'm hopping up in that truck and closing that door, and I'm watching it. Because I want to see. I cannot wait to see. I'm looking forward to it. I'm eager for it. Xbox has been in the news a lot for not really game stuff, but, with the Asha and her making certain decisions and this kind of brand and that kind of brand and all kind of shit that it can be cool, but with the position they're in right now, we more so with these games that we want to see these games in action, want to know more about these games, etc. And it is time for Gears E-Day. It's Gears E-Day's time. And hopefully they show some gameplay for sure. It's going to be like 30 minutes. So they for sure got to show some gameplay. They for sure got to show a release date in my mind. Because if you got that much time and you either show gameplay and no date or show date and no gameplay, I'm not going to think too high of it. I'm going to be honest with you. Because it's been a decent amount of silence since the reveal. It's been a decent amount of time also. And so I'm expecting to see some legitimate gameplay. Whether it's on PC or the Xbox console, I don't really care. I just want some gameplay. You know what I mean? And get a gist of how it's going to play and what you going to be doing and how the mission structure going to be set up. It's probably going to just be classic Gears mission structure, to be honest with you. And I'm not mad at, and also what you will be able to do as far as combat, because your boy your boy Marcus it wasn't faring too well, and there was only one. It was only one of the lizard men, going toe to toe with him, and he wasn't doing too hot. He wasn't doing too hot at all. He did make it up out of there. Shout out to the homies. But it seems to be like it's going to be a fair amount of drama in that, in between how they're able to fight up against them now, So next on the docket, we have a fan favorite, I enjoy this company. Ubisoft puts out good games in my opinion. I like them. I like a lot of what they do. Up until Pragmata had released, I had been playing Star Wars Outlaws, which is cool. It's not perfect, but it's cool. I don't have any really glaring dislikes towards the game at the point I'm at right now. But this week they had dropped for our head tops the trailer for the new Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake, and goodness gracious, it looks goddamn good. It looks good. Now, Black Flag was my favorite Assassin's Creed up until Syndicate. Syndicate became my favorite. I just like the setting. I like the era. I like Jacob was the man. It was a lot of cool stuff to do in that game. Like the gang wars and that type of stuff. I like that. That was cool to me. And then also when you wanted to get your stealth on and play it true assassin style, you could play as his twin sister Evie. Kind of like it's a similar setup to Shadows, right? Where Yasuke was the brawler type. You could still sneak, but you really in that joint with him to throw hands. And then was it Yasue? I forget the female protagonist's name, but she was the assassin, and I did end up playing with her a lot, way more than I thought I would, and I also played with her a lot more than, I played with Evie in Syndicate. There were parts where you had to play as Evie, and I would do that and then switch right back to Jacob. But anyway, This Black Flag remake looks excellent. I cannot wait to get back on this joint selling the high seas. And I feel like the showcase of this game went off with a hitch. You know, we got a date, July 9th. That's right around the corner. That's out. Come on now. Right around the corner, you got collection edition news, and you got to see it, which I was wowed by at first. And I looked close and I was like, man. But then I thought, I'm like, you know, because I'm used to seeing like these high definition prints, you know. But then I'm like, okay, these high definition prints are up there. They like $1,000 plus for a lot of them. I mean, you can get some cheaper, obviously, but the best looking ones, you're gonna be paying some money. And so I'm thinking, for like this thing is gonna be like $110. It's $120, however much it is. They ain't doing bad. They ain't doing bad for that price point with the detail they put in it. I'm not mad at it. So then I was, okay, this is cool again. You know what I mean? It was just the idea of knowing how good one could look kind of threw me off a bit. But then, you know, I got to reel myself back in like, hold up. Yeah, it could look 1,000 times better, but it also will be $1,000 more dollars. You get what I'm saying? So for what you getting in the collector's edition, it ain't bad at all. And I'm not a 3D print snob or nothing. It's just that when I had seen what the 3D print individuals were doing, and then you go back and see what they give you in the collector's edition, you're like, man, hold on, bro. But then you also, like I said, you got that price point, you know, because they could probably do it as well. It's just, ain't nobody finna pay no $900 for no collector's edition for this game. They not doing it. You get me? And the price of the game ain't bad. It would have been more of a home run, in my opinion, if his joint was like $50. But it's a high 60. It's not 70. You know, so can't be mad at that. In the current gen where games regularly run $70 for them to produce a game seemingly of this quality. Because Demon's Souls remake was $70. Last of Us Part 1 remake, $70. And they took shit up out the game. You know what I mean? You didn't get no factions with that remake. You didn't get that multiplayer mode. It was just the game. You know, so, you know, there was some words going around about this to have DLC. We accepted it from everybody else, but when it's Ubisoft, we're gonna make us think about it. And also, it's not $70, which I'm never mad at a game releasing and not being as much as it could be. So this is for sure. It was gonna be a copy anyway. Let's be realistic. It's gonna be a copy anyway. I'm eager to see what this game does, numbers and attention wise, because this is a lot of people's favorite Assassin's Creed. A ton of people. And I might play this joint, and with these updates, and though I have experienced it, it's something, especially with it being how long it's been. So you remember it, but you don't remember it. You know, it's gonna be some moments in this game where something happens and you're like, oh yeah, and you get that rush of nostalgia and excitement and all that kind of stuff, and that's gonna feed and boost your enjoyment of the game even more, because it looks way better. It looks way better. You had some people having the audacity to hop on the internet, to hop on Thomas Jefferson's internet, and tell some lies such as the old one. This lets you know, internet cook. People will hop on the internet and blatantly lie, as if our eyes don't work. And they've been doing this. You know what I mean? People been doing this ever since COVID. We remember telling you things that you see with your own eyes ain't what you see. We seen it go on with some things aside from the COVID. With certain truths that we've known to be true all our lives, but all of a sudden, you know, all of a sudden it's certain leeway for what is and what ain't. Like, calm it down, brother. But we ain't new to this. We true to this. And this do look better. I told one of the homies, I'm like, they got your boy looking like old boy from Sons of Anarchy. You get me? And visually, they were in their bag. Visually, they were in their bag, and it kind of like when you think about what Skull and Bones started as and what Skull and Bones ended up being. It's like, man, why didn't they just put that time and money into this and then just made Skull and Bones the add-on multiplayer, surely it would have done way better than how it done. You know, people play it, people like it, people enjoy it. No shade to them. You know, a lot of games do end up having their fan bases, but as far as like releasing a game in the best way possible of it release, and I'm not talking about performance, I'm just talking about not even marketing, but packaging. Package it with this. You can't tell me it wouldn't have done a million times better. And even if they didn't want to have it at launch, you know, just put this out, let it rock out for like 30 days. Boom, drop the Skull and Bones multiplayer. Come on now, you can't tell me people would have went crazy. They would have went crazy. They would have went crazy. And I don't know. I kind of wonder what that conference room looked like and how it sounded when people were making the decisions that they were making. You know, jumping out the window, talk about quadruple A game and all the stuff that came out about Skull and Bones and for it to release and you know, quality wise it looked cool. Visually it looked cool. But you got games like Windrose going crazy. People loving that joint. Steady 200 some thousand K over there on the PC. Steady 290 something. And some people I do believe, this is my personal opinion, I do believe that Skull and Bones and Black Flag played a role in the creation of that game as far as inspiration. Ubisoft could have had that kind of thing popping. They could have had that going in their ecosystem. They had the tools necessary. They got the lore necessary. They got the assets. They got the builders. They got everything they need to have put that together and had that in their Palm Pilot. Yet they did not. I don't know how that ball got dropped, but they did it. They found a way. They found a way, and people love pirate shit. People love pirate shit. Pirates are cooler than a motherfucker. Out there with your boys, running down on fools, on the high seas, shooting cannonballs, singing shanties, getting drunk. Who ain't trying to, bro, come on with it. Cool. Dressed, look at drip or drown. You know what I'm saying? You got your attire on. You might got a bird on your shoulder. Might got a monkey on your shoulder. Out here selling for riches. For riches. You out there getting busy. Then you come on back to the port. You know what I'm saying? Hit the bar. Holler at some chicks. With their cleavages out. You feel me? Having roast turkey leg. Come on with it, bro. Come on with it. Come on with it. Evading the police. Pirates were the original YNs, bro. They were the original YNs. Big ass boats. Big ass fucking boats. Gone for months and months and months at a time. Having to survive out there on the seas, bro. Having to find your way back. You see a ship. Are we finna run down on it? What kind of vessel is that? Get your telescope out. Let's see what's going on. Oh, it's a civilian joint. Let's run down on them. Take it for everything they got. Swinging from ship to ship on a motherfucking rope. Athleticism. Upper body. So you can't tell me these brothers was not ripped. Ripped. Come on now, you doing all that drinking, but you still ripped than a bitch. You ain't even eating the most top tier proteins, but you still ripped than a bitch. Dueling, sword fighting, got your little pistol, pull that bitch out, poof, drop that bitch, throw that bitch to the side, kick a motherfucker in the chest, knock his ass out, run them pockets. Run them pockets, bitch. Get your, matter of fact, you said, poof, pop a nigga, flip that motherfucker around. Now you got your little hammer. just slapping folk across the head. Put your fucking hands up. Bow. Put your fucking hands up. Bow. Ran a motherfucker out. Huh? Matter of fact, we taking the whole ship. Get the fuck out. Throw them bitches in the water. Throw them in the water. Motherfucker, go swim with the sharks. Huh? Walk the fucking plank. Come on now. Imagine having to type out, tell a motherfucker walk the plank. Walk the plank, I'm gonna shoot you in your head. You gonna have to shoot. Personally, you gonna have to shoot me. I'm not finna drown. You not finna have me tied up walking and drowning. Shoot me. You get me? But that's how they was getting down. That's how they was getting down. I'm like, damn. At that time, I can see how shit be alluring like that. You get paid, you kicking it with your bros, you drinking, you fighting, you enjoying yourself. And sure, a lot of the more well-known pirates, they met a terrible death. A terrible death. You know what I'm saying? But they had a good time getting there. You get what I mean? They had a damn good time getting there. As for me, I'm just playing Black Flag, bro. I'm not doing all that. I'm a family man. I'm not doing all that. Not me. And I'm looking forward to doing it inside of the video game. You get me? That's what I'll be doing today. I'm going to be getting my shit off in the video game. Living vicariously. I'm sure the combat going to be buttery. I'm sure the ship controls going to be, because they did this before, they nailed it. This is not anything outside of their wheelhouse. I got all the faith that this is going to be. And it's not a new game. The framework is there. The skeleton is there. You just got to lay the bricks on top of it. Relay the brick, because you already got the bricks. Relay. This is a home run. I don't see how this can flop in any way, shape, or form. I don't see it. Like, if this come out and flop, I will be surprised. I will be shocked. This is probably going to do better than Shadows. And I enjoy Shadows. I do got my nitpicks. But for the most part, I enjoyed the game. I don't like the base building. I thought that was stupid. They could have left that all the way out. I didn't like managing the scouts. They could have left that out. And the story, it wasn't that crazy. You know what I mean? It was cool. But it wasn't like, oh my goodness. But gameplay, graphics, mechanics. The story was just all right. It wasn't anything to write home about. But everything else, I enjoyed a lot. Combat was hella good. I enjoyed the combat a lot. But this here. Now, if they could, I don't want to say. Well, this is what I'll say. Because for the longest, I feel like Ubisoft and Square can take notes from Capcom. Capcom, they don't release a ton of games. This year's different. This year's kind of different. They got a lot of games coming out this year. But usually they're not putting out tons of games. They got their new IP dropping. And they got a remake dropping. And they focusing on whatever legacy game they got, like a Monster Hunter. So you'll get one of those. And they focus on Street Fighter. But Street Fighter does not sell all that well in comparison. But it's a fighting game. Fighting games are super niche. They always were. They always will be. When the fighting games sell 5 million, people are applauding. You get what I'm saying? They applaud it, even though you don't like the Street Fighter 6. I mean, you deep in the lineage of these fighting games, and they still not doing like 20,000. They not doing that. Fighting games just don't do those type of numbers. It is what I think Fighter Z did crazy numbers, but that was like a one-off type of game. It's not like Fighter Z3 or Fighter Z2, nothing. It's just fighters, and that's it. But if Square and Ubisoft could just copy Capcom's formula, I feel like they'll be doing a lot better than they are. Square ain't ever happy with the sales of any fucking thing. Meanwhile, they'll produce a game, and on one platform, that game will sell more than their direct competitors' game on all 3 platforms. That competitor will have a game on everything, sell 2 million, and now out here pussy popping in the handstand over this 2 million. Square jump out here sell 3 million on one platform, and you don't see shit. Ain't no confetti, ain't no cupcakes, ain't no musical chairs, ain't none of that going on. These bitches is mad, and they not even paying for the fucking marketing. If they get the free marketing and everything, and they still ain't happy. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what they smoking over there. Ubisoft just doing a lot of the wrong things. They just produce. I don't know. Hopefully they getting it together. You get what I'm saying? Because like I said, Shadows wasn't bad. Star Wars Outlaws wasn't bad. They just weren't great. You know what I mean? They weren't great. And at this point, Capcom is producing games that are great. People got Requiem up here. Game of the year conversation. Pragmata, rest assured. People got it in the conversation. Then they got like Onimusha coming out. That's 3 games. 3 fucking games. And Requiem just came out like last month. I don't know for sure when Onimusha comes out. I think that's a remake too, if I'm not fucking mistaken. So if like Square and Ubisoft can focus on these type of remake, when you do a remake, do one that people clamoring for. Don't just do something you feel like doing. Even with Konami, and they brought back Silent Hill. People were wondering like, why didn't they do the first one? Seemed like to me they did the right one. Silent Hill 2. And they chose the right team to fucking do it. Because initially people saw it and people kind of writing it off, but then people got that bitch. Come on with it. So, and I don't even know what game Ubisoft could do next. People been clamoring for a Splinter Cell or a Prince of Persia. I don't know why the fuck. And just do a fucking remake, bro. Sure, we want new games. Obviously, we want new games. But if you just want to not totally commit or you don't want to really take the risk, do a fucking Splinter Cell. They act like Sam Fisher never existed. Well, I take that back because they'll throw him in Siege. They'll throw him in the mobile game. But as far as bringing him back in any capacity for the console, PC, where the people enjoy at home sitting on the sofa, nah. Now this stuff is the home run stuff that they're choosing, that they were choosing to ignore. Because I feel like if this Black Flag remake go crazy, there's no logical reason to not do a Splinter Cell. None whatsoever. And it wouldn't even have to be nothing crazy because it ain't open world. It's not open world. You know what I mean? And that open world shit suck up a lot of time, suck up a lot of budget. Requiem wasn't open world. Pragmata ain't open world. Now, Pragmata has taken like 5-6 years. But it's a new IP, a younger team, and it's fucking quality. So when you produce this fucking Black Flag and you put out whatever patches you need to put out, whatever DLC you go put out, and you get them motherfuckers in that room talking about the fucking Splinter Cell. That's the fuck Ubisoft need to do. Ubisoft need to get a fucking Splinter Cell. All right, keep Siege popping, because Siege doing this thing. Whatever next Assassin's Creed, the crew, they gonna have to step it up with the crew. I don't know. They're gonna have to step it up with the crew, because now you got Forza everywhere, and that's who the crew competing with. They were able to get some money off PlayStation because Forza wasn't on PlayStation, but now Forza is on PlayStation. So they're gonna have to figure something out over there when it comes to that. Sure, you get to drive all type of vehicles aside from just cars, but I don't know if that's enough. So you got that. Do you a remake? Make sure you got a solid, lower budget but high quality $50 remake down the pipeline. And I feel like you just focus on like them 5. You in the game. You ain't gotta make all this other extra shit. You don't gotta make all this other extra shit. You know? Division 3, you know, Division always do good when it show up. They got stuff, bro. They got stuff. They just, I don't know what the fuck they got going on up in there. But they got shit. So they dropped Division 3. I don't think they should drop Ghost Recon right around the same time as they drop Division 3. I feel like Ghost Recon should be coming sooner than a Division 3. Like a next year, we get a Ghost Recon next year. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And I just finished Breakpoint this year. Excellente. And I know when it first released it, when I get it. Which is weird. Because usually, man, when the Ubisoft game drop, it worked how it need to work. It worked how it need to work. People would just have like complaints about like the content wise. Like with Division 2, people had complaints content wise. You know, wasn't nothing to do early on. And people ran through that game. The campaigns in those games, they're decent length, but people finish those fucking campaigns in 2 days. And then because they trying to get into the end game and get the bills and all that type of cool shit. You know the type of shit they be doing. That's what they were eager to do. You know. But I will say, I hope this is Ubisoft turning around. You know, they're making a lot of decisions similar to Xbox. They trying to get the house in order. And I'm never mad at a company for trying to do that. I'm always willing to give them an opportunity to show me the fruits of the labors of those changes. I'm always willing to do that. Because at the end of the day, I'm a gamer. I play games. I'm not a stockholder and all this type of stuff. And I'm not into the analytics, and I'm not that type of guy. That's not realistically, and I'm gonna keep it real with you. Over the past few years, I kind of been leaning into that. But recently, it's like, bro, that ain't me. Because a lot of times you having these conversations and I participate, but I really don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I don't give that much of a fuck. Is the game coming out? Does it look cool? Yeah, okay, I'm gonna play it. Does it look, man? I'm cool. And if I play it and it turn out to not be cool, I ain't got no problem with saying it and saying why I put it down. But all this other stuff and trying to be like psychoanalytical with the I'm cool on it, bro. I ain't got the talent for it. I don't got the know-how. I can't really get into a real conversation about it and know what the fuck I'm talking about. I can't even have a real conversation about it and speak about it confidently. Cause I just don't fucking know. My mental capacity is elsewhere. I got other stuff I'd rather put my time into figuring out and maintaining and knowing, and I just got other stuff to do that with. And I love gaming as a gamer. I don't love gaming as a collector. I don't love gaming as an analytics person. I don't love gaming in these other ways that you can love gaming. You can love gaming and just collect games and not play them. I do believe people can have an appreciation for the hobby in that way. I do believe that, man. You see these people with these crazy ass fucking collections, whole fucking room curated like a fucking museum. Like a museum. Cataloged and everything. They might just go down there and sit down and smoke a cigar in that bitch and just spin around in the chair and just look at all my shit. That's still cool. That's still some cool shit to me. But I don't engage in, and you got people like the big homie Will 777JP who like love the physical, love the games being on the disc, but also play a ton of fucking, like he is in the shit. That brother is in the mud. And when I see a homie that's able to do that, like at that point, I don't got to do certain shit. I could just appreciate what the homie doing. Participate in what he got going on, because he doing it. He like doing it. He love doing it. This is shit. This is what he shine at. I'm not that nigga. That's not me. You know what I mean? You got people who are passionate about the commons and the, Thrifty. Your average, aggressively average gamer. He like that shit. I'm cool. You know, I got people who who do it already. And if I could just go over there and participate in what they got going on, that's enough for me. I don't have to be the guy to do that. I'm cool. I just want to play the game. I just want to play some live service. I just want to play some indies. I just want to play a remake or two. I just want to play a new IP. I just want to play what I see that look cool. I just want to participate after work, after I spend time with the family, after I work out, after I eat, after I shower. Plop down on the sofa in the evening, hour and a half, 2 hours, and get my game on. Cause I'm just a gamer, bro. I don't know all this other stuff. I watch interviews, sure, but if it's not a person, like if it's not somebody I'm interested in, like a Cliffy B, I don't give a fuck. You get me? I don't care. I'm not trying to get into the conversation of, the 30-day check-in with the games, and it's not a bit whatever. I don't. To be quite honest, I don't care that much. I'm gonna play it while I'm playing. And if I'm interested in playing it, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna have it beat in that 30 days anyway. And then guess what? I'm on to the next game. And that's just what it is, bro. I'm not gonna sit up here and pretend I give that much of a fuck about certain shit that I don't give a fuck about. You get what I'm saying? And there are people who give a, like, let fucking Will 777 JP find out he can't. He really give a fuck. He really care about that type of shit. And I'm in an environment where I used to be. You feel me? I don't switch internet now. My shit ain't going out like it used to. And that might be a bit of privilege that I'm just now into, and it's affecting my mental about the situation to where, like, you know what, now I don't care that much because it's not that much of a problem for me. Now, if you do, I'm not trying to show nobody who do still give a fuck about that shit. I'm not going to do that. If you give a fuck, hey, more power to you. I love that for you. And I'm with you because I get it. But at this point, I feel like I have to manufacture giving a fuck about certain shit. And I just ain't got the energy for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, if the homies bring it up and want to have a conversation, I'm like, yeah, bro, I get you. The single player shit should 1000% be available offline. But then when I think about how I really actively engage with the games, if it's a popping game and I'm playing it till I beat it. And after I beat it, I'm not touching that bitch again. To be quite honest, I'm not the type of individual who will replay a single player game multiple times. Will 777 JP is. It's certain games he replay every year. And he enjoys doing it. But I just don't. Like how some people will go to the movies and watch the same fucking movies in the theater 3-4 times. Like, no, I'm not doing that. I've seen it. I've enjoyed it. I'm on to the next shit. You get what I'm saying? And that's just how this is how I look at it. Because it came to a point to where I think I was working on a video. And at this point, I was just trying to talk about whatever was, which I shouldn't have been doing in the first fucking place. I was just trying to talk about whatever was popping at the time as far as like current events inside the game. And in the middle of making the video and recording, because I don't write a script or nothing like that. I just talk, And while I'm like, it really popped in my mind as I'm talking. I'm like, bro, I don't give a fuck about this shit. And at that point, I'm like, you know what? I'm not even producing this. I'm not even finna make this video because I don't give a fuck. And so I moved on and I deleted it. I didn't post no video. And I do like making videos. I do like recording these podcasts, but if I'm not feeling it, I'm not gonna do it. Which is probably the main reason why my channel ain't going no fucking well. This bitch just sitting here. But it's cool. I'm not gonna say that, yeah, I don't want the channel to grow or anything like that. But also, if it don't, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna bang my head against the wall. I'm gonna make shit I feel like talking about. And you see that a lot on the internet. It's a common trope. I don't want to do what I want to do, and But in doing that, I'm also not complaining about not getting the growth. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going because a lot of times it's just inauthentic bullshit. And you can kind of tell when somebody talking about some shit they don't really give a fuck about. They just doing it because it's popping. And I've noticed that too. Ever since I stopped trying to do that, I've noticed that in some of the YouTubers I used to watch who would just produce a video every day just to be producing a video every day. And they don't really have a real opinion about whatever it is that they talking about. It's just rambling and then fence sitting and then it's like a roller coaster. It's oh, we outraged about this. Oh, this is cool. Oh, we outraged about this. Oh, this is cool. And they're just bouncing from a certain amount of games, doing that in. And they getting growth off of it. I just don't care to do that. You get what I'm saying? But I've been fucking rambling. You get what I'm saying? But that's all for this episode right here of the GGR podcast, episode 11. Wasn't that many topics. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff I could have talked about, but we talked about what we talked about. You get what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all for coming through. Drop a like, drop a comment, drop a subscribe if you have not. And we'll be back next Saturday for episode 12. And we'll also be here throughout the week with a video or two or a short or two or what have you, depending upon what happens. You know what I mean? And hopefully, well, not hopefully, Pragmata will for sure be completed by next episode. So there will be so I'll for sure do like a mini review on the airwaves with that. And I'm for sure gonna write a review for it on Panax, formerly Fused. They had a branding change, a name change, and there on that site they allow you to, catalog your games, do your top 5, your top 10. I was gonna say top 5 dead or alive, and they also allow you to write reviews. A lot of times we be on the social medias and we like, oh man, keep it gaming or whatever. We just want to talk about games, but then we get an app or a website to where you just talk about games and we not over there because we like to see a lot of the bullshit, and that shit is exciting. You see the bullshit, you see the drama and all this type of shit, but if you just want to talk about games, head on over there to Panax and download and participate. I ain't really seen no bullshit over there yet, to be honest with you. People really do keep it gaming over there. You know what I'm saying? So I will write a review, post it there, and then put the link in the Discord. Will 777JP Discord, of course. The playground Discord. That's why I don't got my own. Cause why? The homies got theirs, and that's where I be at. So, I post a link to it inside of there. But not dragging this out no longer. I will catch y'all outside the next time. I'm gone.